What's up, people? Welcome to RoR Reviews, where I, Rayden, bring you an array of videos from the anime world and geek culture. Today I'll be taking a look at the anime Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It is a 13-episode fantasy slice-of-life comedy that is based off a 2013 manga by Kobayashi. The anime production for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is none other than Kyoto Animation, the same studio that brought you other anime titles such as Clannad After Story, Beyond the Boundary, and Nichijou. The anime is rated TV-14 due to its suggestive sexual content and humor. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is available to stream legally on Crunchyroll and Funimation now in glorious HD, so please go out there and support its official release. One morning, Kobayashi, an ordinary Japanese office worker, wakes up hungover to answer her door. However, it's not a neighbor or childhood friend at her doorstep, but a giant dragon named Toru staring back at her. Correction, a magical dragon, for the dragon quickly transforms into a human girl. But would a magical dragon appear out of the blue, you ask? Why, to become Kobayashi's maid, of course! It turns out, Kobayashi stumbled upon Toru in the mountains and saved her life while she was still wasted, and had totally forgot about their fateful encounter. Knowing this, you must wonder, why would a dragon come dressed as a maid? Well, Kobayashi is really into maids, and in her drunken state told Toru she could live with her as her maid. Kobayashi is hesitant at first rooming with the killer dragon, but Toru is determined to pay back Kobayashi whether she likes it or not, so ultimately she gives in to Toru's demands, and accepts her as her maid. From there, Toru learns what it's like to live in a peaceful world where humans are not at war with dragons, and what it takes to be a proper maid in Japan. Along the way, other dragons from Toru's world become part of Kobayashi's life, and soon make her quiet, boring life not so boring anymore. And that's the basic plotline of this series. It is pretty anime in my opinion, yet there's a bit more here than meets the eye. Let's start off with Kobayashi. Now, Kobayashi is indeed a woman, though many people think she's a guy because of her looks and her behavior, which makes her fairly unique for a female protagonist in an anime. In the beginning, she's an alcoholic loner, with the exception of her platonic friend and drinking buddy, Makoto Takiya. However, when Toru and the other dragons show up, Kobayashi has to adjust living with these fantastical beasts and learns what it's like having other people in her life. As time progresses, she opens up as a person and appreciates her time with her new dragon friends, even if they drive her crazy sometimes. Toru is a mischievous, fearless, hot-headed dragon of a maid. She is deeply in love with Kobayashi and is willing to do anything to get praise from her human savior. She looks down on humans with the exception of Kobayashi, yet as the show goes on, she discovers not all humans are bad, thanks to Kobayashi and the people at her local shopping district, of all places. As you can imagine, where there's character development, there's a happy Rayden. I found the story and main characters to be ridiculous, yet heartwarming at the same time, especially in some of the later episodes. As for the other dragons, I thought they were just as entertaining. Kana is an innocent young dragon with a monotone stare who acts like an adoptive daughter to Kobayashi. Lokua, the mature laid-back ex-goddess dragon, is always there to lend a helping hand. Fafnir, the only male dragon of the show, would rather kill humans than become their friends, though he does put up with them if they have video games for him to play. And lastly, Elma, a dragon about Toru's age and her rival, who is easily the weakest dragon out of the bunch, though not so much because of her personality, but because they kind of throw her into the show at the last minute and really don't do anything with her. On the human side, the characters were a bit of a hit and miss for me. Makoto Takaiwa, who I mentioned earlier, is a co-worker of Kobayashi's and has a closet otaku with a maid fetish too. My only problem with him is his nerd face he makes when he geeks out. I find this stereotypical geek look to be unoriginal and somewhat offensive. I get it's supposed to be a joke, but nerds come in all shapes and sizes, and are not just fugly looking guys with glasses. Good grief, all these years and we're still just bloody umino. And this young Shota, an elementary student with magical powers. Yeah, magic is apparently a real thing in this world for humans, though they don't really touch upon that in the show. The poor kid's job is mostly to set up boob jokes, so he didn't really do much for me. More on that in a little bit. And finally, there's Kana's best friend, Riko, a young tsundere at heart. She is really into Kana, and I mean really into her. The joke is she thinks Kana's super adorable, which granted, she is, but there's just something not right about a child who makes this face. At first I laughed at this joke, however as the show continued, I started to cringe more than laugh. Having said that, I did find myself laughing at most of the jokes, it's just some of them, not so much. Humor is super subjective, and when it comes to this show, I'll take the dragons over the humans any day of the week. If you have been an anime fan as long as I have, you know when you hear the words Kyoto Ani, you think of great animation, and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is no exception. There's some funny action scenes sprinkled here and there in the show, and boy are they beautiful to watch. Even when they are not shooting energy beams, the animation is top-notch. Characters' movements and their expressions are very detailed and are a treat for the eyes. The anime's art direction is going more of a cartoony look than a realistic atmosphere, with its use of pastel backgrounds and simple character designs. It made me think of other past works of theirs like Lucky Star and Nichijou. The whole cute or moe look has put me off in the past, though it didn't seem to bug me as much this time. Maybe it's because it's been a while since I've seen this kind of art style, or the writing was just so good that I didn't even notice their cute adorable round faces. Either way, it just worked for me. The one thing I will ding this show for, as I hinted at before, would be the ridiculous chest sizes of some of our characters. They are just flat out ridiculous. I get it, it's a joke, haha, big boobs, haha. But man, is this joke old as heck. And honestly, I wouldn't blame anyone who is tired of this anime trope and gave up on this show early. However, there is some good hidden stuff in this anime. You just wouldn't guess that judging it by its first few episodes. So I urge you to have some patience, and you will indeed be rewarded. Let's tackle the Japanese side first, shall we? It's simply great. It's definitely one of the best well-rounded performances I've seen in a while. Everyone seemed to nail the role perfectly, from Kobayashi's subtle, indifferent, smartass tone to Toru's sometimes split personality. If I had to pick a favorite seiyuu, it would probably be Daisuke Ono's Fafnir. He plays the distinguished yet deadly butler so well, though he has had plenty of practice nailing that role since he also voiced Sebastian from Black Butler. Fun fact! Flipping the audio over to Funimation's dub, it's actually one of my least favorite dubs I've heard in a while. It's not god-awful by any means, it just wasn't anywhere close to the same level as the Japanese original. And that's coming from a guy who really supports English dubs. The only portrayals I thought that came close to match the Japanese was Lokua and Riko. Everyone else was just passable or worse. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that Funimation kind of changed the script more than usual in this show because of its humor, which I get, but at the same time, I thought the humor worked better reading the Japanese subtitles versus the Western adaptations of some jokes, if you will. So yeah, just go to Crunchyroll for this one. The OST here worked for the most part. The music is most noteworthy during the more tear-jerky moments, accompanied by its soft piano melody. The rest of the music is used more for comical purposes, by using long pauses in between notes and the use of uncommon instruments like the xylophone. It gets the job done, I just doubt I'll remember any of it after I'm done with this review. The opening is a fast-paced, sickly sweet pop song that somehow is still playing in my head as I speak. I find that Kyoto Animation shows tend to have great animation in their openings, and they hit another home run in this one. The timing in sync with the music is impressive. The ending is yet another song sung by the anime's voice actresses, which was alright, but boy, being a voice actor is hard in Japan. To recap, the setup might not be that original, but the character development more than makes up for its generic plot. Most of the characters are entertaining to watch, even if I question some of the writers' choices. The animation from Kyoto Animation is top-notch as usual. The art style is more cute, though I actually enjoyed it, and it made the humor work more often than not. The Japanese voice acting is impeccable, so it's fine if you skip the dub. The music accomplished what it was set off to do, just don't ask me about it next week. So with all that in mind, and based off my own enjoyment and preferences, I give Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon a 4 out of 5 and a recommendation to watch it. It looks like your average monster harem, yet there's some genuine feels hidden in this gem that is worthy of your time. But hey, that's just my opinion. What do you think of Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon? What are some other hidden gems out there you like? Leave me your thoughts in the comments section. Got an anime you would like me to preview this spring season? Then feel free to put your request down below and I'll try to make that happen. If you like what I do here, please share this video amongst your friends and hit that like and subscribe button. That stuff really does help me out and I truly appreciate all the help that I can get. Look me up on social media if you're into that kind of thing. And last, but most importantly, thank you so much for watching. I was Rayden and I'll see you guys again on the next episode of RoR Reviews.